Dave, do you want to explain what you was reading when I first come onto the call with you?
I was just browsing a magazine. I
What
can't,
magazine was it, Dave?
A
can't
Naughty
recall the
Boy
name of the
magazine.
publication.
Naughty Boy magazine with sticky pages.
What? They still sell them?
That's what he
It's
said.
exactly what I said.
What?
Where do you even buy that from? And it's so old. It's so so old. I was like, you must have got that from a car boot sale.
There are certain rural petrol stations you can still get them from.
On the top shelf.
Oh, yeah.
You found a few under people's floors and whatnot before.
Definitely. Hello and welcome. It is Monday Club. We are back for the final show of the year. Recording the big guns. Old Dave Savo is coming fully loaded with his Christmas hat and his.
I was told we'd be wearing Christmas hats and jumpers, so I didn't put the jumper on. It's too hot in here, but I have got the crown.
Well,
I see nobody else has bothered.
No, do you know what? I didn't pack it, so I'm staying away. That's my reason. Nick lives in that hoodie, so that's his reason.
Yeah,
you do live in that hoodie.
Yeah, I got home, took my work trousers off, put some shorts on, and haven't stopped since. I was playing a bit of COD with the kids, and then I've gone and done stuff with my daughter, and then now it's time for podcast.
Sam's got home and literally just taken his trousers off. And
yeah, I have.
Anything else. He's already got it once, and I got an eyeful of something I shouldn't.
I'm doing this in my boxer shorts.
Jesus.
No, do you know what? Today's been such a hard day. Honestly, I've been fitting. I mounted and fitted all the containment for these PDB main switch, like a big.
What's a PDB?
It's a power distribution board or panel or PDP, and it does like it's got all controls in it for the equipment in the room, warning lights and the actual generator cabs and stuff like that. So it's a bit like BMS. It's the same sort of principle. It's point-to-point wiring, and then you have a diagram. You just follow it, and you number it up. And then an ERB, which I've done for the first time.
What's that?
An Earth reference board.
Oh, right. What? It's just a board with all the Earth go to.
Yeah. So you don't take the Earths to like the basically any Earth in that room will go to the ERB first.
Why?
It's for, what do they call it?
Come on, Dave.
No. Let me get it. It's I want to say diversity. I don't know if that's the right one, but basically, you'll put all the sockets on one bar. You'll put all the equal potential bonding.
Equipotential bonding.
Yeah, it sounds dumb. And you put that on the top one. And then like so when you want to isolate the earths and stuff like that, you can just take one of the screws out and then it takes it out. It's for testing and stuff. I don't know.
Where are you doing that? What sort of proper commercial installation is it?
So, have you not been watching the podcast?
Hospitals, Dave.
To the podcast.
Just say, hospitals, Dave.
About for ages now. You did just tell me as well.
No, don't make me repeat myself, and don't not be watching the podcast, bro. Yeah, so basically, I've been doing X-ray rooms and stuff like that. So, if a hospital needs a new X-ray room, we come in and we do top to bottom. So it's not just electrical. I manage all the other stuff, and then I manage the electrical as well. So it sounds more grandiose than it is. I mean, some of the rooms are the size of a living room. Do you know what I mean? It's not a big deal, but it's very interesting. It's a whole new thing, because did you know that every socket has to have a 6mm earth in an X-ray room?
No, why?
Extra safety.
Because it says so on the sheet.
Yeah. Like, I'm not there yet. I don't know all this stuff yet. I'm still new. I'm still learning this next step in the electrical career.
Well, hopefully next episode then. So in the new year, I want that answer from you. Okay, because I would be interested to know why.
Everything has a separate 6mm earthing to it.
Singles, yeah.
Yeah, just a single pulled in. Everything's in. Well, in this particular one, it's all dado because it's surface. So it's all dado, so it's really easy to pull in, and the containments are just put perimeter, a bit of basket round or a bit of tray, whatever. And because it's earthing, you can put that in basket.
Fair enough. Dave, what are you drinking, mate? What's that?
This is whiskey.
What's that behind you? What's the keg?
That's
whiskey, is that what you said?
It's on the Adnam's Ghost Ship, which I had last Christmas, and it was rather a tasty tipple. So
what is Ghost Ship? Is it like a pale ale or something?
I've got no idea. Yeah, pale ale. Yeah,
Says this is Dave. Early on the phone, I don't really ever buy beer or keep it in. It's like come to a weekend if my mate pops around and whatnot. But because I think all the wholesalers are trying to get in my good books, or now I'm slightly well known around the area in the wholesalers, and everyone has rang me and said, "Oh, Nick, I want to get you a crate." So I told them all I would like to drink BrewDog, and they've 4 wholesalers have bought me a 24 crate of them.
Unbelievable.
Nice. Just leave it on the door, mate, if I'm not in. All right.
Was CEF one of them? Did they get you in?
No, they weren't.
So, Dave, you use CEF. Like the one thing that put me off about CEF is years ago I went in there and I bought a bending spring, just a 20mm bending spring, and they charged me £12 for it.
To be fair, it probably was a quality bending spring. Have you ever bought one of the cheap ones from like Toolstation? The spring just bends and stays bent.
Yeah, I know, but no, it wasn't good enough for £12. They're about £3, like anywhere else. And they charged me like that much. I was not pleased, and ever since I've boycotted them.
You know, I think every wholesaler, when you first go in there, if you don't have a relationship with them, if you're new, a lot of them will pull your pants down. I had exactly the same thing with Eddie's. First time I went in there, the guy wanted to charge me something like 80 quid for a Hager RCBO, and I was like, "You what? That ain't happening." And I think I don't know if it's to get the just to hit the sort of the cash sales, the civilians who walk in who don't know any better or what. But once you've got a credit account with them, and especially if you're using the same one over again, they tend to look after you, I find. This
is my problem I've had with them over the because my dad, when I first started being self-employed, he said go around different wholesalers, set up an account, obviously get your 28 days credit, and shop around a bit because you can do price comparison against each other and save yourself a bit of money. And it made sense. I was like, yeah, so I did. And Cities was around the corner, and we were doing a caravan. It was a strawberry picking place. It was all the caravans for all the people picking the strawberries, but they wanted me to fit card meters, so top up card meters on each caravan. So we ended up buying probably 55 or something like that. Got the discount, and it worked out at like £64. Top of my head, it was years and years ago per meter. But then obviously when they had to buy the new cards, they had to then buy them from CEF to do the top up because it was their manufacturer or whatever. And one of the caravans years down the line, and either got stolen or set on fire, I can't remember. So they got a new one. They said, we need to get you another card meter. So I said, yeah, no worries. So I reordered it from City. This is probably about 6 months later. Fitted it, thought nothing of it, charged the customer for the labor and the materials sort of thing that I knew off the top of my head, and then got the invoice for it about 6 weeks later, which was the usual. And from a 50, whatever I said a minute ago, like £56, which they were, I knew I bought them in bulk, so I expect them to be a bit cheaper. They charged me £170 for one unit.
Surely you could have queried that. I mean, there was no way a quantity discount on the previous ones.
I did. And I went in there and I said, I'm not paying it. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is the reason, blah, blah, blah. So explain the whole situation. And they said, well, because it's a single item, there's not enough discount, and then we've had to pay carrier shipping and all that sort of stuff on it. I said, it was still, that's absolutely ridiculous. And it was like, well, that's the price. That's it. I said, I'm not paying it then.
It happens everywhere. Though. I went to SRM a couple of years ago to buy one of those, hockey puck light bulbs that they used to fit under cabinets, an LED version of that. And they tried to charge me 20 quid. I got the invoice for it later, and it's like 20 quid. And I phoned them up and said, if you charge me 20 quid for this, you may as well close my account now because I will never be back.
Well, this is what I threatened them with. I said, don't. I said, I'm not paying it. He said, well, you're going to have to pay it. And I was probably, 18, 19 at the time. arse in hand, and I was just like, I'm not paying it. End of story. Well, we'll have to take you to court. I said, fine, take me to court. I'm not paying it. It's absolutely like ridiculous. And in the end, I said, I'll pay it, but you close my account down. They went, yeah, that's fine. Close my account down. Now look at me. Oh, Nick, do you want to open an account with CEF? Oh, we've seen your stuff. Shut up, man.
They didn't buy you any beer, though, did they?
No. But annoyingly, where my unit is, it's on the same industrial estate CEF is. So every now and then, if I'm doing a video or something, I'll go, I need some crimps or whatever. I'll just literally just walk because it's around the corner. And the other day, I needed 2 adaptable boxes, literally no bigger than, I don't know, 8 inches by 4 inches. They were black ones. They were quite nice. I bought 2 of them, and I bought 2 5.5 SDS bits. £62. And I paid it because I don't have an account with him. He was like, is that on your account? I said, no, I don't have one because of you lot in the back. I said, but yeah. And he went, £62. I literally looked at him and was like, fine. Bought it.
I'll tell you what you should do there. You should look those things up on their website or in their catalogue.
I normally buy them from the local wholesaler, which I have an account, I've been with years, around like 2 miles away. And it wouldn't have cost me more than 22 quid.
Adaptable boxes. Just black plastic boxes.
Plastic adaptable boxes and 2 5.5 drill bits.
I don't know what's going on there, mate.
Mate, that's what I'm saying. CEF are the worst at robbing people walking in. They're the worst.
Even if you have an account, do you want let me just pull your sheets apart. You have this A4 piece of paper, and then I'll staple. May email me. Anyway, I just everything's overpriced.
Well, I'm perfectly fine with mine. I don't find that their pricing is any worse than anybody else. It may be that the independents, because you get the independent wholesalers, don't you? They may do better. There's only one near me though, and the reason I don't use them is because they've got no. Last time I went in there, and this is like 4 years ago, there's just a counter. There's nothing. There are no shelves. There was nothing to see. No prices. No catalogs. So if you use somewhere like that, when it's set up like that, you're literally going in and saying, have you got any of these and how much are they? And I can't work like that. I need to know what I'm buying, and perhaps, especially if I'm pricing something up beforehand. And that's where City's website and catalogs can be useful, because I can see what they've got in stock locally, which I can't do at Eddie's, I can do at Denman's actually, but Denman's never have anything. But I can see what the worst case prices are. It might be the manager does me a special, does me a quantity discount or something like that. But I can use those resources to see what the worst case pricing is. And
I'll tell you who I won't use now, because I get to do all the ordering now for the electrical stuff. Obviously, it's all on me now. Is Edmondson's. They wound me up.
Never, ever been in one. Ever.
They wound me up the other day. So I ordered this bio trunking, right? So, sorry, bio dado.
What's that?
I
know what dado is.
Yeah.
I know what dado is.
Yeah, but I think it's got like a antibacterial coating on it.
No, antimicrobial.
Easy for you to say.
Antimicrobial? No.
Whatever, man. It's got a coating on it so you don't get germs. Anyway, they dumped it outside. That could be £100 a length. They dumped like 10 lengths outside. Just dumped it. Didn't phone me, didn't tell me, didn't know nothing. So I phoned him up and he was like, oh, well, it's not really our fault. It's the driver's fault. I was like, I don't want to hear that. Send the driver back, because he can pick it up, put it in his van, and then bring it up to where I need it. And they didn't do that either, and I had to get it picked up and taken away in the end.
I've had a few boards. Yeah.
All wholesalers are crap at deliveries, aren't they? They're always there, especially when you're opening the account. Or if you need anything, we can send the van out to you. You just open your account with us. Anything you need, we'll get the van out to you. Always passing your area. And whenever you're sort of out on site, you think, shit, I've been caught short here. You phone them up and like, the van's over at the other end of the county, or we're short staffed today. We can't send the van out. Or, it's just, it never actually works. Or we can get the materials to you for 4 o'clock tonight.
I hate 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, fact. Yeah.
This is the thing, though. I hate to break it to you guys, but my company's big time. Yeah, so they want to be running around after us because we put through mad dough with them.
Fair enough.
Not just
how many YouTube subscribers your company got, Sam?
It's not my company. The company I work for is balling, and like they call it like you'd think they would want to be a bit more keen to like
looking after their
yeah.
top
Like I
buyers,
phoned
yeah.
up and he was like, "Well, it's not really our fault." I was like, "Mate, just say sorry and that you'll fix it right now." Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. I like he's making all these excuses how it's not his fault and stuff. It was terrible. So
It's back in Pony, mate.
yes, it is. And so I switched over to Rexel, and I've got to be honest with you, they've knocked it out of the park. That's the other thing. I ordered 6 temporary lights, standard temporary battens, yeah, that you put up, fume proof, whatever ones, right? They took 2 weeks to come. Well, they didn't even come. I just cancelled it in the end, and I phoned Rexel, sent it. They sent it out. I phoned them in the morning. They sent it out to me by lunchtime.
I never heard of Rexel before until the other day.
They're probably one of the biggest wholesalers in the country.
Well, they
It's
used
just
to
round
run
here.
under the Wilts brand, didn't they? They actually, I think they own Denmans as well, Wilts and Denmans. I crazily had a Wilts and Denmans back to back, and they were both owned by Rexel. I don't know why they thought, oh, let's stick a branch of each right next to each other instead of sticking them at either end of the county or something. So you got some difference. But they rebranded Wilts to Rexel, and then they closed it down, and then the Denmans moved into there.
Do you know what I find weird? Do you know what
Go on,
I
I just want to say, Dave,
Exciting stuff in Leamington Spa. It's all happening here.
Dave, your microphone for the first time ever is spot on.
Yeah, I've got the proper external mic on today, and I've got a headset, so I'm not using the speaker feedback thing. Sam said it sounded tinny, and that I was a cheap bastard with a cheap microphone. Or worse than that.
I think it's the best you've sounded yet.
Dave, do you want to explain what you was reading when I first come onto the call with you?
I was just browsing a magazine. I can't,
What magazine was it, Dave?
A
can't
Naughty
recall
Boy
the name of the
magazine.
publication.
Naughty Boy magazine with sticky pages.
What? They still sell them?
That's what he
That's
said.
exactly what I said.
What?
Where do you even buy that from? And it's so old. It's so old. I was like, you must have got that from a car boot sale.
There are certain rural petrol stations you can still get them from.
On the top shelf.
Oh, yeah.
You found a few under people's floors and whatnot before.
Definitely.
Yeah, I love that.
Definitely.
I told you the story when I lived in the village where I'm from. We were down the pub, nice old couple, retired couple. Oh, Nick, you're an electrician. Can you come and change our fuse? We'll want a few extra sockets either side the bed. Yeah, no problem at all. Pulled the bedside table out. This is years ago before Adam, and this black thing rolled out underneath. I was like, oh, what's that? Look down, and when you kick something, you think, what's that? You kick it, and it did a funny roll. It wasn't like a perfectly round, and I was like, what's that leaking out? And it was the battery acid the battery's been in there so long, it bubbled out the bottom. I was like, well, at least I know it hasn't been used for a while. I was like, but the awkward thing is, I didn't want them to come upstairs and me seeing it there, so I didn't want to pick it up. So I ended up just sort of like kicking it under the bed, and then after I finished, I just kicked it back under the bedside table and put it back on because I didn't want them to know. I didn't want the embarrassment of me knowing.
You should have just left it on the top, mate. That's what I would have done.
Come downstairs. What's this? Oh, it was awful. But I've seen loads of things like that before. Honestly, you can make a whole story of things we found in people's houses.
Maybe we should do an X-rated one day.
I found a 50 caliber magazine on an old lady's dining room table, sniper magazine. Shotgun under the bed. We found this lady had about 2 pillowcases full of £50 notes. This was years ago with my old boss. Did she end
up losing one of those pillowcases per chance, Nick?
It was 3.
I'm telling you now, I would have walked out there with a pocket full of money.
No, well, the thing is, the lady started. I think she was early onset of. Is it Alzheimer's or dementia? I can't remember. There's the memory one. Is it dementia?
Oh, one of them ones. No, I thought she might be a brass or something.
No. Her husband had passed away a while ago, and we had to tell her that she know it was under there, in case because her late husband had left it there, and she was completely oblivious to it. So we ended up ringing her daughter up to say, "Do you know?" I don't know if that's a good thing or not, because the daughter was like, "Oh no, I'll come over."
Yeah, I bet she would.
Yeah, it's a good Christmas.
Yeah, we found loads of stuff in people's houses before, but another day we can do a whole episode on that once. All right.
Time for a top up. Excuse me for a moment, gentlemen.
I don't even know. Like, was it Outreach Day or something? Is that why we got him on?
Yeah, you got
Help
me
the
on because
elderly.
everybody else dropped out. I'm always your go-to.
It's those
The
elderly
last minute,
people.
Dave, you doing anything tonight? Because all the better people can't come onto our crappy podcast.
No, do you know what I said to Nick? I said to Nick, I only phoned Dave yesterday. You phone him and ask.
He did. I said to him, it'd be nice because if people getting back into lockdown again, the elderly getting lonely. I thought it'd be nice to get Dave on, get him chatting to some people.
I haven't seen or talked to anybody for ages.
Is Nigel still with you? Or has he finished yet?
No, he's still with me. I think we're probably going to be working until the Wednesday before Christmas. So we've got another, less than a week.
4 days. Yeah, my last day is Wednesday. Not that we're going to be doing a great deal, if I'm honest.
But like, how long will you guys have off?
Well, go on, Dave.
I was just going to say I like to have 2 weeks off at Christmas, so it's going to end up being a week and a half on the looks of it all there. Well, not too far off because the Monday the following week's a bank holiday, isn't it?
On the 3rd, yeah. Yeah, it's the first year my other half said to me, like, have 2 weeks off.
There's no way Nick's having 2 weeks off.
I don't like it, but then Adam's gone, oh, are we having 2 weeks off? And I'm like, well, yeah. And then he's gone, how many of that's holiday? How many of that's paid? I was like, well, I'm going to pay for the whole thing, mate, like I did last year, even though you got COVID a week before Christmas, ruined my last week of Christmas because I then had to isolate in the unit by myself. And then I had to do it the following week anyway. But yeah, we're finishing on Wednesday. Probably just messing around.
The thing is, there's always an emergency call. Last year, I had 2 over the Christmas period where, and I often just think, well, I ignore my phone at the best of times, to be fair, but someone will phone up and say, oh, my RCD's tripped. And I'm sure there'll be 1 or 2 days over that holiday period where I think,
yeah, but that's like,
what the hell? I got to.
But what is your alcohol intake of that period for you being able to drive? That's the difference.
Well,
Nigel, I've had a call out. Can you go here?
Well, no, Nigel won't touch it. Nigel will be off. It'll be me on my own. So yes, I will have to weigh the blood alcohol level against how good a customer they've been in the past, how quickly they paid their last bill, and whether I really want to go out and fix their RCD.
I've said exactly the same thing to Adam because he asked this. There's two stories really out of this. I had one years and years ago where we were heading over to Nosal with my other half before my daughter was born, and to go to my mom's house for Christmas dinner. And I got a call out literally before we had to leave for Nosal to say my RCD's tripping, was trying to cook turkey. Can you help us out? And I said, yeah, put some screwdrivers in. I've been to that customer before. Dropped the family off. I went to do this call out. I was there about an hour and a half. It was an outside light tripping it, disconnected it all. And then I said to him, I said, don't worry about it now. I'll send you an invoice tomorrow when I get home. I think I charged him £70 for an hour and a half on Christmas Day, right?
And
I thought, and to me back then it was like, oh, don't want to take the piss, but I think that's reasonable. They said, because they spoke to my dad and they was like, that's absolutely ridiculous. Why he was here an hour and a half and he didn't even give us any materials. He just disconnected our outside light. They didn't pay me for about 6 months until eventually my dad spoke to him, was like, you're being an absolute dick. Like, he won't come around again, blah, blah, blah. My dad sort of got in the way because I just went, fine, I don't care. I just won't get paid, whatever. I won't work for him again. And then I had him ring me up about 3 weeks ago. To do some more work for him. Like,
yeah.
No, I'm too busy. The
bad payers always come back for more, don't they? I don't understand that. They always come back for more. The guy who argued about the bill last time, he will always come back and say, do you want to do some more work for me? No, I fucking well don't.
I'd love to. Yes, don't pay me again. But now, as I said to Ad, if I have a call out over Christmas, if it's for a customer I've had previous who is a nice person that has used it before, I won't have a problem going out. But any new people, I'm just going to have to say no. Unless it's like an old lady who lives by herself who has no power, then I'd jump straight at it. But other than that, I've just family time in it.
Yeah, it's hard, I suppose, because you can go and help them, and it's probably going to be relatively simple. You're not going to be stuck there for like 2-3 hours. It's literally, you're going to isolate the circuit and then boom, you're just going to have to live without your outside light and stuff like that. It's usually not a massive problem. But I can't believe how many people have RCD trips. Like,
you'd be surprised how many people do not use their oven or their double ovens over in the normal year, and it comes to Christmas Day and they'll use both ovens, and then The element will be gone in one. It will trip the power off, and they won't have a thing what to do. I used to buy loads of oven elements of different manufacturers, types, and store them in my van over Christmas for this reason. Christmas
Really?
Day, like a couple of years ago, I got 4 call outs for ovens.
No.
Yeah. This was before kids. I just went and did it and saved the Christmas for people, really. It wasn't about the money. It was just like just doing a favour for someone.
See, you're
Nick
too
the
nice.
Christmas saviour.
You're too nice. I'd be like, I can fix it, but it's going to cost you £500.
Not anymore. No.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to be that nice. Savo, wait, I forget what I was going to say now. My brain's not working. I'm ill again. Can you believe this?
Again.
It's like a constant cycle of illness. I've got to stop working in hospitals or not be as fat, I think.
Are you at home at the moment, Sam? Or are you staying away?
I'm staying away, mate. This is my digs at the moment. It's quite nice digs.
Is it an Airbnb or something?
Yeah, mate. They really sort us out in this firm. Really sort us out. This is really lovely. You can't see it now, but out there is the Downs, and it's stunning. Stunning view. A balcony, a lot. It's lovely.
You even got little decorations up.
Yeah, I've got a Christmas tree over there, with lights and everything. It's like they're really nice. They leave you like pack of biscuits. Do you need anything? Milk, bread, breakfast, everything.
Spare bed sheets in case someone has poo juice.
Don't mention that, man.
Dave, do you know about this story?
No.
As it's Christmas. Listen, I woke up one morning and I may have had a little bit of whiskey to drink the night before, and I had a bit of a dodgy guts. Anyway, I was in my pants. I just got out of the shower, and I was just getting dressed, and then the sheets were brilliant white sheets, and I sat down and I was just sitting there drying my feet and that, and I was like, oh, you know when you need a fart and it's there, and you're like, oh, let's push this one out.
Little gamble.
Little blap. And I was like, wow, that don't feel like a fart. So pleased I put my pants on. Anyway, so I stood up and it was still there. The poo juice had gone through the pants and there was still a little brown patch. So yeah.
How is it that whenever we get on one of these podcasts, there's always a story about Sam having disgraced himself?
Yeah, but you know what the wickedest thing was? That was on a Friday morning. So it's not like... So I'm getting ready to go work.
Half an hour before checkout.
Yeah. I was like, what am I going to do? I've got baby wipes. That didn't do it.
You put it under the sink. It made it worse.
Yeah, because I thought I'll go to the sink. And you know, like, my theory was, if you pooed on that side, you could turn it round, and if I put it on full blast, the tap on full blast on the other side, it will push the poo juice out. Didn't work.
Poo juice.
So I didn't. So in the end, I put it in the washing machine and I put it in the thing. It didn't go. I bet they had to burn them.
Probably.
We had a wedding anniversary 10 years ago. My wife and I, we went back to the Lake District where we'd had our very low cost honeymoon because we were broke back in the day.
I still only have one.
We took a bottle of red wine with us. I mean, we're in this room. It's like, oh bollocks! It's got a cork. We haven't got an uncorker. What do you call it?
A bottle opener.
A decorkerist. So I had the genius idea of trying to push it in with the end of the coat hanger. Just fucking red wine went everywhere. It's all over the sheets, all up these white walls, all over the carpet. It's just like there'd been some kind of murder taking place. And we just spent the whole of our evening there cleaning the fucking place up with wet wipes and shit. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I don't think I even got a blowjob out of it at the end or anything.
Oh my god, what's happened? This is an X-rated one. This is definitely demonetized now.
You can bleep that, it's fine. We had it years ago when we used to go to, was it Malta or somewhere on holiday? But we would stay in, it was like an Airbnb and the family lived a couple of doors away. And my mum and dad would get a bottle of wine and a box of chocolate or something to say thank you. Me and my brother, we'd have a box of chocolate pound on back and I'd have the bottle of wine. And I remember standing in their lounge and I went, oh, mum and dad, oh, we've got something for you. And as I pulled it around, I clonked it on the corner of the wall, chipped the wall, it proper stayed intact. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so shocked. Took a big chunk out of the wall on the corner. And as I looked at it, I went, oh, that's bad. Then dropped the bottle of wine. Oh, my dad's face. He would nearly killed me. Anyway, carry on.
So end of year roundup, this will be as well, won't it?
Yeah.
End of year roundup. So what's good? So for me, my end of year roundup is
Your belly. Oh, sorry.
well, got way fatter this year.
Same.
Way fatter. Like it's not a joke. Like to a point where like I need to question what direction my life's going in. Secondly, got a new job. Brilliant.
Congratulations.
Podcast has done 100,000 audio downloads plus now, which is massive because electrical podcasts don't really download very well. So it's just perseverance and pushing on. We reached number 1 on the old one electrical podcast in the world.
Nice.
So that's a pretty good achievement. I don't know why. I think it's just because we're consistent and we do it every week. No one else can be asked.
True.
But yeah, so that is my success for this year. What else have I done? Probably other stuff. I can't remember now. What is your roundup, Nick?
Obviously, YouTube's. I was been very consistent on YouTube. Minimum 2 videos a week, every week for over a year. I remember I started doing this 2 weekly last August, so over a year doing 2 weekly, sometimes 3, if not 4 sometimes. Overall,
you got trounced by that fucking Jordan fella there, didn't you?
Jordan smashed me.
He smashed everyone.
Yeah. Money wise, with work, YouTube, sponsorships, everything, I set a target for myself, and I've grossed over 100,000 in a year, which I'm well happy with. Just hard work. What's that? Sorry.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Tell you what. But yeah, I've been VAT registered. Obviously, Adam's absolutely smashing things. He's annoyingly at the stage now where I honestly could give him a van and go, "Can you go and do this for me?" And it wouldn't be an issue. But he's just not. He hasn't got the tick in the box. You know what I mean? Other than that, yeah, back to normal, smashing it. Just enjoying it, to be honest. We have ups and downs. Obviously, I smashed my back up for a while, but yeah. Work-wise has been great. The kids and family are top of the world, and look forward to next year. You, Dave?
I'm just treading water here, mate. Nothing has changed since this time last year. Absolutely nothing. Same kind of work, same level of shit pay, and nothing's changed.
Cheers, guys.
Just a year older and a bit fatter.
To that. To be honest with you, I'm so tired. I haven't really got anything else to ask.
I'll ask. So it's obviously end of year one. What's your aspirations? What's your little goal for next year, Sam?
Give up Monday Club.
Make it Thursday Club, yeah?
Yeah. Give up Monday Club. Change it to Thursday Club. No, I don't know yet, mate. I'll tell you why. Because I don't really... I have plans, but they're not like 1 year plans. Like...
I know, you've always said to me that they're good 5-7 year plans, yours are.
Yeah, I always have. And if they happen quicker, brilliant. If they don't, a lot of them don't ever happen, but they're going in the right direction. Obviously, I'm looking forward to doing my own job next year for this company. That's a really big thing, a really big tick in the box. Could we possibly get another 100,000 next year by ramping up the podcast? Do you know what I mean?
Don't see why not.
I don't see why not. It's a big ask, but we'll see.
It's all down to the quality of the people you invite onto it, of course, I find.
Yeah, well, so you won't see Dave again next year.
No, that's it. He's gone. No, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll take it as it comes. What about you, Savo?
You know what? I am so fucking bored of the electrical industry, and I don't know.
See, Davo told me this once, a couple of years ago, actually. He changed his career every 7 years.
Yeah, I get bored every sort of 7 years, isn't it? Right, time to.
How long have you been doing this for, Davo?
Well, 2022 marks the 10-year anniversary of me starting this company.
So you're.
Do you want a job, Dave? Yeah, you can work for me.
And I'm going through my third rebrand, and I'm kicking out ECA next year, so I've got to change my T-shirts.
I don't see why you would have joined ECA. It almost don't seem like it brings you anything.
No, it doesn't. So long,
I'm not
fellas.
even going to pretend like I know what ECA is, to be honest.
It's like a union for electricians, isn't it?
Wow, cool.
It's like for companies. So it's like an association. Well, it's an association for contractors.
Like Trustmark sort of thing.
No, dumb.
No, Trustmark is a way of arbitration between you and customers. ECA, they do offer benefits, but it's all aimed at the big commercial contractors. They got nothing for the likes of me.
Which you don't do.
Nah. But when I joined them in 2017, we were a bigger company. We were VAT registered. We were breaking into commercial work. It made sense at the time. I just sort of clung on to them over the intervening years. And then I was looking at the bill thinking, why am I paying 700 quid a year with VAT for having this logo on my shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have they done for me lately?
The other thing is as well, you're talking about your rebrands. We said it last week when you wasn't on. Best thumbnails in the game.
Oh,
They
100%. You're smashing it.
Epic.
I got that, I suppose. Great.
No, but it's not just that.
The trouble is, I had to, because it's my youngest who does those, and she's doing this game art design course, and I've had her out in the van a couple of times, but I can't give her stuff to do on the tools because I absolutely can't have her having a hand injury or something that will stop her from being able to do her drawings, because it would just be like she'd hate me forever.
Yeah.
Whenever she's been out in the van, it's like I could get her to do this, but if she slips or whatever, I don't know. So you end up sort of, this all gets a bit too woolly with the protection. So I thought, what can I get her to do? I'll stick her on the payroll for however much it is a week, however many hours. I think I'd put it down for 5 hours a week to do artwork for me in various forms for the website, for YouTube, for whatever I need artwork for. And she knocks these things up in like an hour or something. He's like, can you do this for me? She's like, there you go. And it's like, what are you doing for the rest of the hours this week? I've got enough to give. But even then, she does it begrudgingly. I'll ask for something and it'll be ages before she gives it to me. So sometimes I've got videos that are like queued up, ready to go. It's like, I'm just waiting for the fucking artwork here.
But
that's cool,
mate. I would love to have someone on tap that I could like get to.
My other one does the music. Any music on my stuff is done by my elder one who does music at uni.
My kid's too young for that.
Handy to have.
It'll come.
If only I had given birth to a camera operator, someone who could follow me around.
Just need another. Yeah, there's time, mate. It's time to have another one. There you go.
All right, mate. I had my balls chopped off 10 years ago.
Jesus. You can get a normal snip, you know that. You have to cut the whole thing off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what the wife said.
2 bricks.
Brandish the Black and Decker.
Dave's had a few beers now, isn't he? He's a few beers in deep.
A fact, yeah.
I've got my COVID booster tomorrow, apparently.
Oh,
don't start Sam on this. I can see my eldest. I think he's going to be Adam's apprentice, to be honest.
Oh, is it?
Genuinely see it, yeah. He's got a horrific fear of spiders, but really, how often do we come into actual live spiders? It's just cobwebs or dead spiders.
When you do, they are brutal. Like mate. When I started this, when I was subbing for this firm before I started with them properly, in the hospital, right? Oh, but what happened was I was working outside and there's these big bushes. And I put my toolbox on these bushes. And
can I just check? This doesn't end up with you shitting your pants in some way.
No, I don't. Yeah. And a spider must have crawled into my box. So I have like a tote, like a little basket tote thing, little box like that. Anyway, I've gone back up, put my tools down, gone home, come back the next day, and my gloves are sitting on my toolbox. And I put them on, and just as I put them on, I saw it, and it was a false widow. And just instinctively, I threw it like that, and it splattered on the steps. And I felt so bad, I had to take my boot off and splat it on the steps.
Wow, cool story, bro.
What do you mean?
Did I get you? Was that it?
No, but I don't think unless you're scared of spiders, you don't understand.
Yeah, but it's that as
scared of spiders.
What's
don't like them.
As Nick says, I had to read your name off that there. You don't come across many, do you? Like I say, it's all old cobwebs. They're usually in someone's attic, as we were yesterday or the day before, crawling through these skanky cobwebs. But there's no spiders in there. They were
Not
just
really.
there when the place was built, and the webs are just what's hung
And
around.
I try and say to the kids, if you think of the size of you compared to that spider, and you're scared of that,
That's
you
so
look at the
dumb.
side. Imagine like now, that's like me looking up at the Eiffel Tower. That's the size difference, and you're scared of it.
Yeah, but what you don't realise is they're stealth. They will stealthily get
Dead instantly.
Do you know what done me? The worst thing I ever watched is when I was a kid, they had this program about spiders on, right? Like a documentary. And it's like, in an average human's lifetime, they'll eat 10 spiders because they crawl in your mouth.
In your mouth when you're asleep, yeah.
Is bollocks.
Yeah, I
No,
know
it's
it.
not.
It
It's
must
3
be.
to 4.
But this was back when it was like there was no internet, so people just made up statistics like that. Do you know what I mean?
Another statistic. Do you know why a spider dies when you see a dead spider? All its legs will curled up
Go on.
because its legs work on a hydraulic system off its heart. When its heart's beating, it's pressurized. Its legs are flat. Once it dies, it all curls up because there's no pressure in the legs because they don't have bone. That's a cool fact.
That's a cool story, bro.
That
But,
is.
like, keep your science facts to yourself. My ones are fun.
The thing is, though, with rational fears, or even rational fears like fear of heights, the more you're exposed to these things, the more desensitized you get to them. I used to be quite bad with heights. These days, I can go clambering up a ladder or a tower without too much worry. I mean, we had a church a couple of weeks ago. Bloody churches! We had a couple of them lately, and they've been problematic. But you know what they're like. And some idiots installed, the ACO smoke alarms, standard domestic ACO smoke alarm, installed them in a church. Now it's 7 meters up in the bloody sky, 7 meters. And because of the pews and stuff, you can't set up the normal platform tower to get to them. There's just too many archways above, stone archways, pews around. So you've got to gingerly set up this ladder in a really iffy way to scamper up there to get the buggering thing down. And that was hairy. But there would have been a time when I first started this 10 years ago where I'd be like, that ain't happening. But the more you're exposed to it, the more desensitized you get. Same with spiders. I didn't used to like spiders so much. I don't like to kill them because I think they do a very good job.
No, I don't like killing them. No.
But I'm not going to shit my pants by seeing them.
No, do you know what it
Man
is?
just does that for fun.
There used to be a game, a Spider-Man game. Do you remember when Spider-Man first, the first round of Spider-Man come out? Like,
yeah, PS2.
Tobey Maguire. Yeah.
I'm seeing it tomorrow night. The new one.
All right, cool story. So, in that PS2 one, they had like spiders that run about in it, like mechanical spiders. I had to stop playing it because that was freaking me out the way they moved.
Have you ever watched Arachnophobia? That's an old film from the 90s.
Yeah, I remember that film from back in the day. I wasn't too fussed by it, but now
Eight-Legged Freaks. Remember that?
I like that film.
The big spiders.
Yeah, I like that film. But no, it's not necessarily right. I don't mind spiders. Like if one's on the cabinet over there and it's don't look evil, I'm good with it, right? But if it's one of them ones with like the shiny black ones,
the chunky ones,
can't deal. I can't deal. Like
doesn't bother me at all.
I can't deal with it. It's giving me anxiety now.
The good thing about the big black ones that you sort of get in the summer months, I don't know what kind they are, but they're bloody slow. So you can get your spider catcher, because I don't like to grab them in my hands. I don't want to do them any damage. But you can get.
You don't want to do any damage. That's your excuse. Jesus.
But I probably need to be a bit drunk as well. I remember this summer, my youngest said to me, "You must have been drunk last night because there's a big spider in there. And you just picked it up and lobbed it out the window." Like, not at all. We got his trapdoor spider catcher thing, which is great.
I've seen them, the little dust ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I forgot to do this.
Oh, is this your knife?
So check out in the show notes where you can get one of these handmade knives.
Just to let you know, is the amount of times you say check in the show notes, everyone, and you don't put anything in there.
They're in there.
Make sure you do it.
They're in there. It's in there all the time. Look at that. Hand forged, super sharp, beautiful quality knife from Glass Chew Forge. So check them out in the show notes. Go onto their Instagram. He has heaps of different types of knives that you can go and order and have custom made. Does it all different color handles, different shapes. Can even get like a Rambo knife made, you know. And it's not like super expensive. They're not as expensive as you might think they are, and they're super sharp and they hold an edge.
Is it VDE rated?
You know. They also, we're not sponsored by them. I just love knives.
We're not sponsored by, but Sam's got a free one.
Yeah, but like, how much you think? Like, that's well under
honestly,
our rate.
if I was to say now, I'd probably get it correct. I don't know how much a hand forged knife is. What, 140 quid?
Maybe, probably.
You don't even know.
I don't even know. I didn't ask. I just was like, "Can I have a knife?" I'll talk about it on the show. And he's like,
I should have phoned a Bad Nams and see if I could get them to send me a few kegs of this shit.
Yeah.
If I knew it would plug in stuff we could try and get for free.
Go on, Brewdog.
You could easily get sponsored.
I'll take Brewdog as well, actually.
Should we get Dave a sponsor for next year for his channel? That appreciates the swearing.
Yeah. He could easily get sponsored by Adnams. Easily. I'm sure you could.
Why haven't you heard of it?
Well, no, it's like a brewery, isn't it? Like a Brewdog.
I want Bundy Brewery. There's a podcast I listen to, Happy Hour podcast, and Robbie, he has gone off and made his own beer. It's called Bundy Brewing, and I find it really interesting because I like the whole process. But he's just created his own beer.
Look at Dave-O. He's like, "Shut up, Nick, and your shit story."
Wasn't quite what I was thinking, but if we're going in that direction, then cheers to that.
Yeah, it's time to end, I think.
Yeah, cheers, Nick, and your shit stories.
Yeah.
In bag beer.
Yeah.
Bundy Brewing. It's wicked.
Well, why don't you make your own beer? It's easy.
I have made my own beer before.
Yeah.
I left it in the thing too long and it went mouldy and I couldn't drink it.
My dad used to make beer. He used to have this barrel in the garage. I used to go in there and just decant it into my gob.
Oh, that makes
that's where it all started then.
Yeah. Makes all the sense. Yeah. Right, idiots, listen.
Thank you everyone to listening and watching over the year. We've appreciated you all.
We have actually. So one of the things that we probably don't say enough on this show is like it's a team effort from everyone who takes part in Monday Club during the year. But it's a massive thank you to everyone who actually listens to it or watches it.
Yes.
Because
first of all, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, because it's painful. Like today, this episode is painful.
But people will love it.
Yeah, but they probably will. But it's because I'm tired and I have to basically.
And Dave's here.
I have to hold the ship.
It's got nothing going for it.
Dave's sitting there reading porno mags and drinking beer.
With a hat on.
Nick's just turned up like telling the most boring dad stories you've ever heard. And he's the youngest one here.
Thank you. Oh, is that not a compliment?
No. So we cover goals and aspirations and all that stuff. And quite frankly, I'm not going to waste any more people's time. The new year, so we're going to have.
Me and Sam, I'm going to weight off. Who can lose the most weight?
Yeah, we're definitely going to do that. Definitely going to do that. I will smash Nick to bits.
You have loads more weight to lose. Of course you're going to win.
I'll still beat you at anything you want to play.
Okay, let's have an arm wrestle.
Let's have a dick wrestle.
Is that a promise?
No. Listen.
Hang on, Dave's got his hand up. What? Dave, where's your hand up? Oh, hang on.
This is descended into chaos.
You brought it down here. I didn't.
What I'll say is, I'll smash Nick at anything. Simple as that.
Right, everyone in the comment section, let's have a competition for next year. Let us know what me and Sam should have a competition against, about what we should do. No naked mud wrestling, because I will win.
We definitely wouldn't win at wrestling. Stop it.
Absolutely. I'm huge compared to you. You're just heavy.
Oh my God. This is how I know you're dumb. You know, I've competed professionally. No, not professionally. I've competed at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes.
You haven't.
And I'm an ex-rugby player. I will just dump your ass.
This is so dumb. This has got.
Well, let's put it in the comments. Everyone listening, everyone watching, tuning in, put it in the comments below. What am I going to kick Sam's ass at? Sorry, David.
Definitely not wrestling or boxing.
out of the three of us, who could have whom in a fight?
Yeah, out
That's,
of the three
that's
of
the
us.
comment.
Yes.
Why is my phone going off? It's so annoying.
Sam,
What?
back in the room. Come on.
Listen.
Saying something
anyway,
lovely to everyone.
No, I'm not saying anything lovely. What I'm going to say is we're having a couple of weeks off. So we're going to be back in the new year, first or second week in the new year. I'm not rushing back. We need a break. And yeah, but I'm looking forward to next year. We're going to smash it. We'll see a bit more Savo, I suppose. We'll drag your ass out.
He got a choice now. That's it. He's roped into every week.
Anytime an actual guest's let you down, you just give me a call, lad. You know where I am.
I stopped doing guests. You're not a guest, Davo. You're
an
a host.
Honorary host, as Sam calls it.
No, well, he's a bit more than an honorary host. He's been part of the woodwork for as long as you have.
I think Dave was on it before me, wasn't he? I think as in was a guest like I was originally with you and Rick. Might have been.
Yeah, he might have been. I think Savo was one of the first I asked.
Well, then me and Dave did Rusty Backbox. That needs to come. That needs round 2 needs to happen next year.
Do you know what? Do you know what would be the ultimate thing? Is a live Rusty Backbox. Like just one episode live.
Me and Dave in a pub.
And me.
Sorry, but you weren't involved in the Rusty Backbox. You were the landlord.
Yeah. Who was the brains behind it?
Dave.
Who put the brains behind it in the room?
Your missus.
No, I did. You're welcome. And my missus could be the brass like she was.
Yeah.
Not
old Amanda, shout out because I know she's going to listen to this.
She's definitely not. But yeah, listen. If you don't know what we're talking about, Davo and Nick done
very cringy,
very weird,
very bad audio.
Yeah,
audio only.
And Nick can't act for toffee, by the way.
Oh mate, he's the worst.
Yeah,
worst. Sometimes I'd be like,
fucking plank.
Yeah, sometimes I was like, is he like? It was the worst.
I never listened back to any of them. I couldn't stand it. I listened about 4 seconds of the first one. I thought, nope, can't do it. Nope.
It's a tough one.
I sung the theme tune. Amanda was the prostitute. Yeah, it was. Do you know what? I think it
live, but in a pub would be great.
Mate, how good would it be? We will have to arrange something. I might have a job up near you guys next year, and we'd have to do it. We'll call it
up near you guys. Like me and Dave are close.
It's about an hour and a half away.
Yeah, it's true. Not too far.
No.
Disgusting.
Peace be upon you. It is joyous season. Bye now.
Merry Christmas. Happy New
Love
Year.
you. Bye.